Good morning. My name is Tina Louise Spalding and I am a trance channel. Hello, subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and click the little bell so that you get all of these videos that Jesus is bringing through this week for all of us. So I will go straight to his transmission and see you at the end of the session. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and this series of videos is to get you moving. Why do we want to get you moving? Well, in your society, you are trained into complacency and you are trained into comfort. These are things that really undermine your spiritual progress. Comfort is something that has been indoctrinated into you from your mass media systems. So you have been taught to make yourself a nice little something when you're feeling a little distressed. You've been taught to have a drink after a tough day at work, and that is okay. That is how a sophisticated, well-educated person will deal with those nasty feelings of discontent. So you have been deeply indoctrinated into not allowing discomfort. But your guidance system, this emotional guidance system that connects you to the divine, that is what it is. You're connected to spirit through your feeling emotional body. And when you override that by numbing it or ignoring it or distracting yourself from it on a regular basis, you will not be getting guidance from spirit. And that is really why so many of you get into such a pickle with your own minds and with your lives, making choices that are really not in alignment with your true self, your heart, your spirit. So what you have in your experience is a divided mind. You have a part of your consciousness that is connected to the spiritual messages that come from your guides and teachers, from your higher self, from ascended master teachers, from beings who have your best interests at heart and have a very, very high overview of your life. And they know where you want to go. They know what ambitions you've set for your consciousness evolution in this incarnation. And so they are constantly whispering to you, turn left here, turn right, see that person in the corner? You really should go and talk to them. However, because your society does not promote spiritual communion, as in meditation, going inside, slowing down, listening, going out in nature without earphones in, without a phone plugged in to the Ethernet. When you refuse to do those things, which we are always encouraging you to do, of course, you do not get those messages because they are quite quiet. They are subtle breezes on the curtain of your mind. The ego's dictates, however, are fully supported by your society, fully supported by your education system, fully supported by your banking and monetary system, fully supported by your pharmaceutical systems. And they have advertising, they have billboards, they have schools, they have universities, they have all kinds of things on their side. And so the ego's voice in your mind, in your society, is louder than spirit's voice. So we bring forth these messages to tell you that so that you understand that the first voice that you're going to hear is going to be one of ego. It's going to be the loudest, it's going to be the most nagging, it's going to be the most vociferous, it's going to be the most cruel, it's going to be the most insistent. So you can pretty much guarantee that the first voice you hear when you say to yourself, I wonder what I should do about this, whatever it is, marriage, childbirth, buying a home, planting a garden, whatever it is, ego's voice will be the first one. Why? Because it's been given so much energy and you have given it so much energy inadvertently. So when we say things to you like, we want you to study the lessons of A Course in Miracles, and you get into those lessons, you think, oh goodness me, I have to spend 5 minutes every hour on this stupid lesson. What you're actually saying is, for the other 55 minutes of the hour, I fully empower the ego. I fully follow those indoctrinations and conditioning programs, because this study of internal feelings and meditation and repetition of loving ideas feels very uncomfortable and purposeless. Why does it feel purposeless? Because you have been taught that the only thing that counts is hard work and action. You've been taught that the physical world is the only thing that's real. It's not. The physical world is the end result of thought, imagination, passion, and love. Even those awful systems that you do not see as loving came originally from someone who loved the idea of medicating you, somebody who was fully aligned with the idea of shutting children's feelings down. They were in accord with their beliefs, and they were passionate about them, and they invested in them. What we are asking you to do now is to do that for yourself, knowing these principles that we're speaking about here, that the first voice you hear will always be the ego's voice, because it's the one that's been fed the most. As you go through your spiritual evolution and you focus more and more on the internal, more and more on what you feel is right for you, what is in alignment with your deepest values and your ideals and passions, because you cannot really impose a passion upon someone. That feeling that you get, oh, I love the way those things look. That feeling of, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, I would love one of those. Those really are not ego drives. Ego drives are, I don't have that and I want it. That's going to make me happy. It's got a different frequency to it. And so we want to bring your attention to that, but to detect frequency, you first must know that the loudest voice is not always the one that's going to be in your best interest. You must understand the true depth to which your society has programmed you to consume, to avoid, to dissociate, to depress, to do all of these things regarding the feeling emotional guidance system. So look at that. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you might say to yourself, I'm going to go for a run. I can't be with myself right now. And that's something that's condoned by society. Go for a run, get rid of that energy. But if you can't sit with yourself, if your mind and nervous system are agitated, there's a messaging happening. Your mind is trying to tell you something. And if you don't go for a run, even for 5 or 10 minutes, and sit with that and say to yourself, something's wrong here. I'm not at peace. What is going on? If you don't go to the physical remedy, the drugs, the alcohol, the running, the shopping, all of those things, if you stop, go inside and say to yourself, what is wrong here? You may find out that you're lonely. You may find out that you're bored. You may find out that you really don't want to be married anymore, and you are married and you don't know what to do about it. You may have feelings coming up that do not fit into the world that you have chosen, that your family has chosen, perhaps you and your partner have chosen, and it agitates you because you know that this feeling you have is you wanting to do something, taking a break, going on a holiday, writing a book, painting a picture. It can be anything, but it doesn't fit in with the plan. It doesn't fit in with the ego's plan, which is what most of you are working on. So today your assignment is to, whenever you feel the need to do something to cover up, that's if you want to have a stiff drink after work on a Friday night or a Monday night, or if you want to go for a run because you feel agitated, or you feel confused, and so you think, oh, I'll just ask Susie to go to coffee with me. Before you do anything today to cover up a feeling, ask yourself, what is it really? Not just that I don't feel good, but go beneath that and say, what is the feeling? I don't feel good. Yes, beneath that. I feel agitated. Okay, beneath that. I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid of being alone. Oh, okay. Going for a coffee with Susie is what you will do in the material, magical world of using the lower frequencies to solve a spiritual problem. I'm actually afraid of being alone. Let me look at that. Let me address the true issue. Question that thought. Is it true? How would you feel if you didn't believe that thought? Now, we will say there is a therapist, Byron Katie, who is very, very good at setting up the questions for those disturbing thoughts. And her work is brilliant to assist you in dealing with these crises moments. But what you have to be willing to do as you evolve into these fifth dimensional beings is you have to say, I'm uncomfortable, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to ask why. And I'm not going to stop at the first layer of the answer. I'm going to keep poking until I really get to the core of the issue. Then bring that core issue up into the light and ask for help releasing that core belief that is causing you upset. Because if it's causing you upset, it's not true. If something is true in eternal spiritual terms, it will bring you peace. It will not upset you. Egos, beliefs, and ideas upset you because the ego is never getting enough. It's always frightened. It's always seeking to satisfy its own drives and desires. We're not speaking about those things that carry with you wherever you go, that you love art perhaps, or you're passionate about horses and you have a real love for them. Those are not desires as such. They are more affairs of the heart, and they continue on regardless of your age, regardless of where you are. They're always present. They are like a part of you. They are an essence of you. Desires are, I want a cigarette. I want a drink. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of my mind. Those drives are needy. They are unloving often, and they are often unhealthy. So let's rewatch this video so you really understand what we are saying here. You must become willing to become uncomfortable, even if you choose to have the cigarette, even if you choose to have the drink, even if you choose to call Susie for a coffee. Take that 10 minutes to stop and ask yourself what's really going on and make a note of it. And you may very well find that every time you get upset, every time you get agitated, it's the same subject in many different forms. For that is what this world is. It is a projection of the beliefs you hold in your mind that need to be addressed in some way. They are not all bad. That means all of your life is not bad. But what we want you to focus on in your ascension process today are those feelings of discomfort that you do not want to sit with. Sit with them for 5 minutes. Sit with them for 10 minutes. And then go ahead with whatever it was you want to do. But you may very well find that once you've excavated and looked at what really is going on, you won't have the urge anymore to repress it. As a spiritual evolutionary, you may very well be glad to see it and say, this now is my project for a few days, to heal this part of my mind that's out of alignment, that's making me agitated. I am that one that you know as Jesus. And this is a very, very simple practice, but you must have a calm enough life, a timetable where you can, when you get upset, say, I'm going to take 5. That's what we want you to look at today. And if you can't take 5, all the more reason to look at your life and say, I need to design a life where I can take 5, where I can go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet and say, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm really angry, or whatever it is, dear one, whatever it is. We don't want to put ideas in your head. We know you all have enough upsets to deal with. But that is one way, getting the real issue to the surface and then praying for assistance in clarifying your mind around that particular subject. We can help you if you ask. We are there for you. If you ask a question, 100% sure that you are willing to hear the answer. We will speak to you again soon. Okay, that's our homework for today. My discomfort right now is witnessing my dog's boredom. My dog's boredom makes me feel guilty. And the guilt is showing me that I feel completely responsible for her constant happiness, as if she cannot soothe herself, as if she cannot look after herself. And so that is what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting with my feelings of guilt over my bored dog and reassessing that belief. Am I responsible for her constant entertainment 24 hours a day? So I'm doing the homework. I challenge you to do the homework. Talk to you again soon. Bye.